Justin Prime again. Welcome to the third edition of Pivotal Moments. Hope you enjoyed the last two. This one is really how I kind of got back into art in high school. Well, actually, throughout my whole life, up until probably the senior year of high school, right before I went to all through high school, I was super like I love drawing. I would just sketch nonstop and draw and draw and draw, and it's what allowed me to like make conversations with people, and people were impressed by it. And I'm sure everyone listening, like, you get that. It was a big, pretty big part of my life. My family assumed I would do something in art. My nanny, my grandmother, we call her nanny. She's Italian. She said she wanted to see me work for Disney someday. Just support family stuff. It was nice. And then in college, I stopped. I pretty much stopped. I don't remember why. I mean, I probably drew here and there. I remember I drew like a movie poster for a little short movie that my friends and I had made. But really, I wasn't taking it as seriously. And up until I kind of got that creative urge again, and that was I remembered I was drawing a sketchbook. I was in right before college ended. I was drawing a sketchbook again. I was working at how do I describe it? It's like a non-lockdown facility for the incarcerated youth from San Francisco. This is like the worst kids. Like they couldn't make it in a lockdown facility like a jail, so they got shipped off to this ranch that was out in the middle of nowhere, up on top of this mountain. And I was like a counselor slash guard. And so during those, there was a lot of downtime. So I would bring my sketchbook and I would draw, and the kids liked it. And um, so I kind of got back into drawing just in the sketchbook. I didn't show anybody. It wasn't I don't even know if social media was around, and I don't think, maybe MySpace or Facebook. Yeah. Um, but it wasn't a thing. It wasn't like a passion of mine. I just kind of liked it, and really I was interested in graffiti at that time. I couldn't do it. I tried to mimic it on paper, but I couldn't do it. But it was I think I liked the energy, the intensity, just the mind bending of it, like the breaking the letters and whatnot. That really intrigued me. So I remember doing that, and I started getting back into drawing, like Spider-Man and a little bit of little comic stuff. So around that time, I must have been like 27, 26, 27 maybe. Around that time, I was on YouTube and somehow stumbled across custom shoes videos, custom sneakers. Um, I don't remember. Jacob Patterson, was that his name? Jim Patterson, Jacob Patterson, something like that. But I think it was him and a couple other like big name custom sneaker artists. I was like so turned on by that shit. Like it just sparked something in me. And it was like, yes, like you can do, like at the first life, it blew my mind that you could do art on sneakers. You could draw or paint. That blew my mind. And that something happened inside of me where I was like, I want to do that. And I kind of obsessed about it for a little bit. And I told my wife, like, I really want to try it. I'll buy, but just to buy a cheap pair and just like dick around and try it. And she was supportive of that. But I never pulled the trigger on it. And I'm sure I had a ton of excuses. One of them that I remember is I felt guilty spending the money on shoes when at that time my wife and we didn't have any kids. I don't think. I don't remember. No, we didn't have any kids. Um, but like money was tight. Um, it always kind of has been for us, but back then I remember money being fairly tight, and like I was scared to spend the money on a pair of shoes that I wasn't really gonna wear, and they were just to practice on. That was one of my excuses. So I didn't do it. And but something that kept bugging me. I was thinking about it and watching these videos, and my wife was pushing me to, and then I saw these super cheap pair of shoes at Walgreens, I think, like CVS or Walgreens, and they were like $8. I remember it being $8 for a pair of shoes. And even then, I'm like, no, I can't do it. Like we need that money for something else or whatever. So I didn't do it, and I let it go. Um, and I remember my wife was there, and she's like, "Dude, just get them. We'll be okay." I think I was just raised to do some hardcore penny pinching from my family as I was growing up. Um, so I didn't do it, but one day my wife went out, and or while she was out, she picked him up and brought him home. And she's like, "Look, like this is you really want to do this? Like, get it out of your system, try it, so see how you feel about it." And I was like, "You really sure?" And I kind of resisted it. And she goes, "Yeah, like I bought my size there for me, so do it for me." And I think she knew that was a way for me to like feel okay about it. If it's for her, then it's more okay. So she got me this super cheap pair of shoes from Walgreens, and maybe a Sharpie, or I had a Sharpie. So I grabbed a Sharpie and I drew her initials. I just drew an R, I think, on both sides, both shoes, with like crest around it, like nothing interesting really whatsoever. But I fell in love with it. Like I really liked it a lot. And then after that, I started doing custom shoes for my family and my friends. At first for free, and then I started charging money, and then it became friends of friends, and then it became people that found me on social media because I was recording it and uploading it to YouTube. So I got better and better, and I eventually started using paint. I did a couple of those, and then I realized that I wanted to draw on paper again, and so that's a whole other thing. But I was doing that. I was doing that for a while. I did shirts. Actually, I did shirts for like my cousin's salon. Her and her coworkers. There's like 12 of them. I did a couple of shirts for my daycare providers walkathon, like for breast cancer. I did a pair of shoes for my coworker's girlfriend, and then for her. And I don't know. It's just everyone wanted something, and then yeah, then it grew from there. And I of course I would have gotten better. As you keep doing stuff, you get better. But I think I kind of either outgrew it or realized that my passion or my interest for paper and comics was more than I realized. I think I did realize through all that how much I enjoyed drawing Spider-Man, in particular Spider-Man. I think I judged that. I think I judged that for the longest time, and I didn't allow myself to like be okay with that because I felt like it was childish. I think, or like I should have outgrown that. But really, my interest in comics never went away. So I think that through the shoe thing and my wife's support and pushing me, that has a lot to do with. To me, that's the starting point of to where I'm at right now, and I'm not even close to where I know I can be. But that was the starting point. That was the thing that was like that sparked. The thing that sparked it was the YouTube videos, the custom shoes. Probably Jacob Patterson, I think his name was. But then her support, it was. I feel like I owe her a lot. That was pretty incredible. But hey, thanks for listening. This has been Pivotal Moments number 3. Thanks.